As promised, next up we've got the automatic electric Starlight phone, which was a competitor to the Princess and the Contessa phone. The model number is AE Automatic Electric Type 182, and this particular model I think goes back to the 60s. Unfortunately, there is a diagram in there, but it's wedged in such a way that there's no way I can pull it out from under the not the network, it's the other one where the terminals are. So I've had to leave that in there. But nevertheless, this is a fairly early one. The other feature is this plug. These early ones were made to be plugged into normal outlet 110, 120 volts as used in America, and it would cause the dial to have like a luminescent light which would glow. Unfortunately, none of these now exist. They've worn out. They're like the trim phone. They have a limited life, and after that they just don't work, so it's unfortunate. But you could in fact adjust them. You've got under here a little adjuster potentiometer which would make it either brighter or dimmer. Now this model, I'm going to take the cover off. Being an early one, it did not have an internal bell, so you'd have had to have had a bell outside the phone, like a bell set. Here we got the actual network, and you've got the induction coil this side. The diagram, as I say, is, you can see it is tucked under there, but it goes the whole length of the base and it's trapped under there. So I didn't want to tear it by trying to pull it out, so that will remain a little secret. The dial is typical what you would see of the automatic electric. I won't take the cover off. That's the typical type of automatic dial, which means that when you look at the front, you have that space between the stop and the O, which you get on automatic dials, including the dials made in England by Automatic Electric of Liverpool. This type of dial wasn't adopted by the GPO, but it was certainly on many phones that were made, including the Indian 332s. Anyhow, getting back to this nice little example, as I say 60s, it had to be about the 60s. I'm going to gently put the cover not completely on. I want to show you what's behind it. There's the little potentiometer, and under there, it's covered over, because that would become alive. If that plug was plugged in, it would be alive 120 volts, which okay, I think I would barely feel 120 volts if I went across it, but it's done for safety reasons. Your cradle springs at the back here. All in all, this is once again quite a well-made phone and well thought out. I think they did, in fact, make at one time a model that did have the internal ringer, but this one doesn't appear to have one, and I'm sure it's not hidden under there. No. Yeah, let's have a look at the back. This phone, I don't know if I've actually used it. Look at the back on the cover, and it always comes up upside down, which is normal. There's the little sticker that's on there. It's got 160, 116. Whether that refers to 1961, I don't know. Someone out there will probably know. There's what it's got on that little ticket. Type 182 Monophone. Now, Monophone was the name that Automatic Electric gave to their telephone models. The handset on there, funny enough, someone's previous owner stuck on there, the police and fire, ambulance, poison centre. I've left that on there because that phone came through like that many years ago. It's slightly got a bit faded. I'm going to have to move that away from the window. Sunshine does tend to affect the actual colouring. We got the old 4-pin type plug, which it would have had in the 60s. Anyhow, that's more or less all I've got to say about this phone. I thought I'd put this one up because I did mention it this morning. And turn it around again so we're facing the right way. Put the handset back. So there we are. To recap, it's the Automatic Electric Monophone type 182, probably made about the 60s. I can't get too much information on these. It's also called a Starlight. That's spelled S-T-A-R-L-I-T-E, Starlight. And I think this design has been adopted by other countries that were under companies controlled or owned by Automatic Electric, with slight differences. I've got a couple of these which I'll try and show you at some time. And they also made a press button type with a touch tone. In fact, I was given a touch tone many years ago, which I was never able to get it to work. But the interest was there, and since then I've been able to get one that does work. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Sorry if I'm rambling on, but it's nice to be there. These, by the way, had a way of, you got the like a place that you can pick the phone up with, but I wouldn't advise doing that because I think this little plate is just stuck on and it could become detached, so it's not advisable to pick it up like that. Anyhow, thanks again. Any comments please make. Thank you.